right?
Right.
I'm not really Christian. I'm sorry. I'm Catholic. So
Yeah,
my
I
views.
started off Catholic as well.
Yeah.
I started off Catholic. Toast, toast, toast.
What? What?
It's my way of testing my mic.
Uh, I can hear you.
I know, but sometimes the software doesn't hear me.
What are what do you guys believe if someone died? What happens?
That's a hard question. Well, the spirit should be taken up to heaven. The body stays here as a shell. That's what I interpret as after death.
Does it have to like? Do you have any qualifications to go to heaven? Like,
Mm, I'm a little also with that question. I have to study up about how what happens when a person dies. But one of the things I do know is that when a person does die, their spirit is taken up to into heaven. That's what I remember being taught before.
what if the spirit is sinful? I mean, the person, not the spirit. But what if the person, while he's still living, he did commit some grave sins, like from the Ten Commandments. For example, he killed someone, and then he died. But he said sorry. Like, let's say, let's say he said sorry. Like I feel guilty of what I've done. I'm sorry. What happens if he dies? But will he be forgiven? That's my question. Like, how can you be forgiven?
How can you be forgiven after you die?
No, not after you die. Before you die, when you said sorry, like how do you know you've been forgiven?
Your heart tells you.
Okay.
Are you looking up questions or are you making up questions?
No, I'm encoding something
Oh, that's fine.
while I'm talking.
I'm I'm trying to do the same thing. Try to get this to work. Hmm.
What convinced you to change your religion?
I was 19. The Catholic schools were teaching me, so when I got to this French church, I decided to change.
Yeah, but what was the ultimate push?
Um, I wanted the whole armor of God to protect me.
I mean, some of my family members are we are all different religions.
Right?
Like really different. Like from my father's side, some are Muslim. My eldest cousin's Christian. We are all different religions, but
I was hearing your conversation related to what happens after death.
yeah, I want to know that because
Yeah.
Someone really close to me recently died.
No, so in Indian teachings, okay, especially in yogic teachings, it says that whenever you get a human life, okay, apart from other creatures, so it is like a cycle. So you don't get a human life directly. So you go through various creatures, animals, and then in the end you get a human life. And the importance of get human life is that whatever bad activities, or whatever bad karma which you have done in the past, so you have a chance to do good in your human life, and get past of all that bad karma. So indirectly, you pay your debt. You do good karma, do good for other people. And when you have no debt, okay, of bad karmas, then you get moksha in the sense, what do you call, you move out of this cycle of life and death. So in other terms, you go to heaven. So this life which you have got, so whatever people which you interact, around you, maybe your mother, your brother, and if or your friends, or whoever you work with, all of them have something or other. You have done something to them, and they are just giving you back. So if you still in this human life try to give that back, you will never be able to pay your debt. So you have to just accept it and forgive and forget. And if you are able to do that, you can get moksha, and you will be out of this cycle of life and death.
What if you died like in your human life? You died be like a sinful person. You did so many bad things, like you killed a person. You said something
Yeah,
bad. What will happen then? You're not gonna be able to go out of the cycle of life.
yeah.
Like,
So if it's too bad, then so it's like you will get you maybe you can get a human life in your next thing, and you will again come across those same people, or those same souls, where you treated them bad, or let's say you killed someone in your earlier life. So in this life, that other soul will get a chance to uh, you know uh, get back whatever you did wrong to that person in the past life. And then he can come as a relative to you, he can come as a friend to you, and you can get I mean, he can give you, so like it happens like in the family. If the son says that, oh, he is a drug addict or he's an alcoholic, and then the parents suffer. So it's because you have done something past. You have done something wrong in the past for that soul, and now you have to
Yeah.
repay it.
Well, sometimes the soul can be repaid or at least redeemed while on Earth. There's this one person I know that was not very Christian-like between the ages of 30 and 40. He still came back to the church, asked for forgiveness, and he's now a part of the leadership of the church.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's good when people change and you have the chance. That's fair. So, like in your belief origins, life's fair.
Exactly. Yeah, life is fair, and your karma is attached to your soul, so you cannot get rid of your karma. And if you have done something wrong, even if bypasser on the road, if you have done something wrong to that soul in the past, it will come to you some or other way, just for a second or 2 second or 5 minutes. You can have an argument with nobody whom don't know at all, in your life, and still you can get into an argument and mess up your day, just because you have done something wrong to that soul in some past life.
I see. Well, my beliefs, like my belief and upbringing, is totally different from that. Still different from the Christian belief, like what uh Al believes, because I'm Catholic and we
And
are
I was and
born.
I was Catholic myself too.
Yeah, like you, and you know, right? When you're born, you already have a sin. It's called the original sin. So, I mean, for the rest of your life, people are just going to tell you you're sinful, and you have to repent. Like you have to do mortifications of the body just so you can. You have to do fasting. You have to confess your sins to a priest. So many things to do to get saved, because when you commit a mortal sin and you die while you're in a state of mortal sin, you go straight to hell. That's Catholic belief. And
Yeah,
it's a very um how can I say it? It's depressing to know that you have to do so many things to be forgiven.
yeah. I mean, see, the things which I said. Okay, so um, why I believe these things, because it gives. I don't know whether there is a real logic behind it or not. We don't have that proof or anything or evidence. But the thing is that if, let's say, a person is born in a very, very, very rich family, okay, so what's the logic behind it? I mean, there are few
I
people
think he
who are
does good. He does a lot of good karma in his previous.
exactly, exactly, yes, yes. So that's how it is. So he must have done so many good things in his past life that he got a chance to so he has a silver spoon or golden spoon in his mouth. So yeah.
I mean, that's fair. And if I have the chance to pick, if I had, if I have the chance to pick my belief, I would choose a fair life. Because for me, life's so unfair.
Yeah, so what we think is unfair, probably it is a fairer for
What's unfair? If you're Catholic, everything is against you. Like, if you believe in God, it's written in the Bible, people will be mad at you. Like, people are going to say you're crazy, stop talking. When you pray the rosary in public, people will say, "Oh, she's crazy." Like, people will give you bad looks or something.
Hmm.
That's what like, if you're Catholic, you have to suffer to go to heaven.
Right.
That's pretty hard.
Well, the
That's pretty
the
hard.
the
I
story
don't.
of Christianity is that you don't have to suffer. The Christ Jesus Christ took that suffering for you, so that we would have a place in heaven.
Yeah, but see, the Catholics wants to believe that um we idolize Christ. I don't know, like we idolize Christ. Maybe that when he suffered for us, we need to suffer for other people. Like, we have different devotions that you need to suffer. Like, you need to suffer for the souls, to save the souls from purgatory. A lot of things. Like, if you read and if you read the catechism of the Catholic Church or any teachings of the Catholic Church, you're gonna you're gonna find out that everything is all about suffering in life, so that you would be able to go to heaven. Like, yeah, this life, you have to throw it away for eternal life. That's what they're trying to say.
Hmm.
You have to suffer. You have to give up material things. You have your cell phone. You're too like, your cell phone is taking up too much of your time that you forgot to pray. You have to, like, uh destroy
But
your phone or something.
there's one more part to it. Like if we say, Jesus suffered, but in his own mind, in his own mind. So we all know that human is all about. So when we say suffer, so you don't actually suffer, your mind suffers. So you think something, and you think about something, and then you feel sorry or you feel hateful, and then your mind suffers. Okay, and then eventually your body suffers. But in case of Christ, I think he was so what do you say, uh, I mean, in his mind, I don't think that he suffered in his mind. He was so cool about it that he said that, okay, whoever is doing wrong to me, what do you call, uh, uh, he prayed for them as well. So in his mind, he didn't suffer. That's what I wanted to mean.
Yeah, because he knows he's gonna go to heaven and, become the right hand. That's why he didn't, like. I don't mind. I mean, you can kill me, you can persecute me. I'm gonna go to heaven. I'm pretty sure I'm the son of God. But yeah,
Child,
in
child
the
of God.
Catholic Church, I mean, you don't just suffer mentally. You have to suffer physically. You have to fast. You don't eat any food, like in Ramadan, like in Muslim belief. You cannot eat food, like. It's Septuagesima now, like the season in the Catholic liturgical calendar. We have to fast. It's gonna be Ash Wednesday on March 6th.
Hmm.
Guys, you just don't know how hard it is to be Catholic. So much suffering.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a new guest, Albert Fisher. Fisher, do you have a mic or do
You
you?
know what made me, like, think about my religion again? Huh? One of
Uh,
my childhood friends got possessed by demonic spirit. It was so traumatic. You guys, oh my gosh. That's what made me convinced, like, hey, I must embrace my Catholic faith, or else, I don't want to get possessed. Guys, if you see someone being possessed in front of you, you will freak out. You're gonna, I don't know what they're gonna do. Just, I wish you guys can see someone being possessed in
that
real life. Maybe that'll convince you too.
that is something I wish that people will not see. That is a very um dark part of Christianity, or at least um possession.
Yeah.
Yeah, exorcisms are
You,
not.
you, you know what convinced me, Al?
Yes. What?
Fred? Yeah, because we have Albert now.
Okay.
This girl was 9 or 13 years old. I forgot. But this girl is like, she was my neighbor. She's very young
Mhm.
when she got possessed. Um, she she didn't know which one of the two water is blessed. Is blessed by the person. She didn't know. She didn't know. We
Right.
never told her anything. We forced her to drink the water. She wouldn't. But she didn't know it was holy water.
Right.
So that convinced me. I studied psychology when I was in college. that convinced me. Like, how is it possible that this girl knows that this is holy water, or there's an aversion for blessed things,
Mm-hmm.
and that convinced me, like, oh my g, there's no way she knows. There's no way, I'm telling you. And um I have an auntie just recently. My I have two aunties. So that auntie is a cousin of my mom, and the other auntie is a sister of my mom. So my mom's sister has imported exercise salt from the Vatican. She keeps it with her at all times. My mom's cousin, my other auntie, is really sick. She was really sick, but when we brought her to the hospital, they couldn't find anything. But you can see that she's physically sick, what do you call like her, from her legs down to her ankles, or like up to her feet, like from like the waist to toe, everything is swollen and it's very pale. It's swollen and it's pale, and she couldn't walk. But when we brought her to the hospital, they couldn't find anything. Lab test, the doctor did some things to her. He just couldn't find anything. Everything is clear. And then my auntie gave her like this exercise salt. She also again did not know. She didn't know. My auntie, my mom's sister, put the salt into the food and then feed it to my mom's cousin. And then she puked something black. Like she puked something that's like super black, like blood. Like, have you seen someone puking blood when the blood is from like an internal bleeding? It comes out.
Yes, it
It's not
happened. It
color
happened
red.
to
It's
me.
color
It
black.
was
So
black. It
it
happened to
was
me.
like
It
that.
happened to
Yeah, yeah.
me.
It
It was
was
black.
like that.
I had something black come out of me too when I was sick.
Yeah. So that was really scary. That was really really scary. So that's what convinced me. Those two incidents really really convinced me. Especially the demonic possession. Um that one is really traumatizing. I didn't even know if she got healed, like really, because up till now, I think she's about 15 years old. Up till now, she still has some seizures. They never really brought her to a priest because they are not Catholic. So up till now, she still got seizures. They just say it's seizures, but no, it's so different. I cannot explain it. Like there's weather shift, when she's possessed, like when something's manifesting of her. It's cold, like the room's cold, even though there's like it's summer. I cannot explain it enough, and I don't really want to remember because it's like 7 a.m. I'm gonna sleep later, so.
It's 7 p.m. now where you're at. Is that what you're saying? It's seven.
But if you guys like you're feel free to share something, like something happened that's like supernatural, that convince you that there are things in this world that you just can't explain. have,
Um.
have you have any like experience with that, Alfredo?
Anything supernatural happened to me? Well, about 4 years ago, I was hospitalized, and I prayed that I get healed, and it only took me a day to get healed, but I still had to take care of myself. It wasn't a a supernatural healing. It was more like it. I took the time to slow down. Slow down, stay focused on God, and don't move too far ahead to get worried about your situation and your time.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say for now.
I wish like supernatural things would happen more often so that people, and also people shouldn't like debunk it with science all the time. Like people just wants to explain everything without the use of, religion. They like science. You have to believe in science. God's not real. We all came from apes.
God is real. There has to be a God.
Yeah,
What
but
is? How can the world exist and not have a designer? God is real.
what about your? I want to know your. I got banned from that group though, but I joined the Flat Earth Society in Discord. They are like the most. They're really flat earthers. Like
Hmm.
they're not faking flat. Like they're not faking believing in flat Earth, but I was faking believing flat Earth. That's why I got banned.
That's nice.
But they welcome globe earthers too, but sometimes I just don't want to argue. I'm too dumb to argue
Nobody's
because
dumb. There's no such thing as a dumb argument.
there is when you go to the flat earth society, they will discuss the earth circumference. They will discuss like super scientific stuff,
Hmm.
like I don't know, like the meters, like the meter of the sun to the earth, like so many like scientific stuff. I'm not knowledgeable with that.
Neither am I.
I don't even care if the earth's flat or not. And I was asking them, well, like, why would NASA lie? Like, why would this school lie that the Earth is not really flat? They said, duh, because unlimited energy. I said, duh, because they want us to believe that um like the seven continents are what there really is. But if you look at the map of the flat Earth, you're gonna get convinced it makes sense. Like the circumnavigation of the airplanes, they never go south to north or north to south. They always go west to east. There's no flight that goes north to south. That's one thing that's something globe earthers cannot explain.
The global overs cannot explain what makes you think the others can explain.
They have evidence.
And what kind of evidence do they present?
The flights, the route of the flights of the airplanes, and the when you study becoming a pilot, they would share it like the first thing that the pilot must believe is that the earth is flat. Have you seen that? It was a book.
I haven't seen that book.
Well, anyways, it was so good. It's
Uh-huh.
hard to argue. I want to know, like, do you believe the earth is flat?
No, I don't think the world's flat. It's around Earth. Those are little things about the Bible that needs to be like reinterpreted. As long as we enjoy each other's company, we have a good human relationship of friendship, and we're fine.
Yeah. And also, Albert, instead of typing, I mean, you should speak up. My mic is broken. Alright. I'm sorry about the noise. It's my neighbors,
That's fine.
like,
Your your
40th
your,
day.
your noise your noise is not that bad.
Yeah, it's my neighbor. It's not me. It's not, like, it's my neighbor. It's the 40th day of his son's death. her
What?
son's death.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear
Yeah,
that.
he committed suicide.
Why?
Oh,
My neighbor,
why?
because of a girl,
A girl? How old was he?
29.
Oh my.
So he was in love, and for the girl he committed suicide, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I think he was in love, and then the girl broke up with him. And
Oh my God!
he's 29 years old. I think he wanted to marry her or something, but she said no.
Wow!
Yeah, so he committed suicide.
Oh,
Yeah. That's why,
hmm.
guys, if you love a girl, if you love some girl or some guy, I don't know about your sexual orientation. If you love someone, guys, do not commit suicide. It's just love. You can find there's a like million person in the world, million people. You can find someone else. Don't kill yourself.
Yeah, I mean, and what about the parents and brothers, sisters? It's a mess actually.
He didn't have any brothers or sister. He was an only child.
Oh my God!
His mom fainted. Like his mom needed to be hospitalized when she found out that her only son is dead.
Oh
So
my God!
yeah, that's why it was a
Well,
big news.
what we could turn that into is that Jesus died for our sins, and if we do believe in Jesus, the death, burial, and resurrection, we should have eternal life. Though it's a
Yeah, but
sad,
he committed suicide.
even though he's committed suicide, we have to pray for the family and make sure that they, that the mother does better in terms of. I'm not sure where that news is coming from, where you said that a person committed suicide and the mother, and that was the mother's only son. I'm not sure. Um, not sure if that's actually a true fact that that he's gonna go straight to hell because he committed suicide.
I also don't know. It's a Catholic teaching again.
Yes, it's a Catholic teaching, yes, but I'm not sure what it says
Hmm.
that in the Christian teachings. Then, so I mean, it says in the
Um,
Bible, it says,
it,
"Thou shalt not kill." I think that also includes, "Thou shalt not kill yourself" as well, doesn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the Catholic teaching, you if you kill yourself, you don't have. If you kill yourself, you die after you committed murder. Right? You committed murder, you killed yourself, and then you're dead. You don't have time to repent. That's why you go straight to hell. Priests do not bless or um give mass to the souls of people who committed suicide, which is unfortunate.
I don't understand. Like these things happening at the teenage level. It's still we can understand. But a person who is 29, there
Mm-hmm.
has to be some sense of maturity. Some teenage person does something like this. Okay, we can still try to justify that. Maybe because in the teenage, your hormones are overpowering your thinking. But if it's like a
It,
mature person,
right.
it's very sad actually.
I wanted to mention how you say it's a Catholic teaching, but in 1 Samuel 31:35 it says, King Saul, because of the defeat of the enemy and the great fear after being wounded, Saul chose to end his life rather than face abuse from his captors. When his armor bearer refused to kill him at his request, he took his own life by his fallen sword. So I guess Saul at one point, King Saul um, was saddened by the fact that he was defeated. So at that time, this was a time of war, and instead of being taken into captive so that he becomes a tortured king, he kills himself. So that's an example of one of the suicide things there. Um, yeah, in war it's different. Yes, in war it's different. The other one again it talks about armor bearer to Saul. Out of hopelessness and terror after seeing that Saul was dead, this assistant to the king impulsively took his own life as well. There's another story in the Bible. It talks about suicide with Samson in Judges 16:25-30. Okay, you can say it's all a Catholic teaching about suicide not going to hell, but there are suicide examples in the Bible. So Samson, in his great drive for revenge, Samson was willing to die, and he killed the Philistines in the crowded temple that day. Braced between two pillars, he used his final strength to push them down and take his own life, along with his enemies, in Judges 16:25-30. So you can just tell me you can speak that it's a Catholic teaching that you go to hell after you die, but these are just three examples: the armor bearer Saul and Samson, that suicide through a time of war is somewhat accepted. So what does your Catholic teaching say?
Suicide at the time of war is accepted.
That's what I'm interpreting here. I may have to ask in greater detail from another um, Bible studying my elder or my pastor, but from this, it just said 7 reminders of hope is the thing that's being shared here.
Um, I, I mean, we have many saints who died at war. Like, it's different. Like, how did they kill themselves? What's the like? Did they
Does it matter
like?
how they kill themselves? They died. The king Saul died by the sword. Same thing with the armor bearer. Samson killed himself by getting crushed by a temple. So
Okay, well, I'm not sure about that, but I think the intention is mm, maybe different. Like when you're at war, you don't care about your life because you're fighting for something, right?
well,
So I don't think that's
well,
suicide.
we
If
are
I go
actually
straight,
at war. We are also at war. It's called the spiritual battle, and it's not a battle of physical battle here. Let me see.
um,
We are at a spiritual battle, and it talks
yeah,
about.
I know.
Let's see where here. I think it was in Ephesians about um talks about the spiritual battle. Give me a sec to find it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good, Albert. I agree.
Okay.
Is where we kill people. Yeah.
Trying to find that scripture about spiritual. Here we go. It's in 2 Corinthians 10, 10. Excuse me. 2 Corinthians 10 to 3 to 5. For though we live in the world, we do not wage war as the world does. The weapons we fight are not with weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds. We demolish arguments and every pretense that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive of every thought to make it obedient to Christ. So the war is not in physical realm, it's in our mind. And some minds will crumble at this spiritual war in terms of suicide. So when you explain to me that a person that caused suicide because of his girlfriend not loving him, accepting him in marriage, his mind was not strong enough for the rejection and chose to end his life. So it's a spiritual battle, not in the physical realm, but in the spiritual realm in our mind.
Mm-hmm.
I hope my Bible study teachings are not offensive to anyone, and if you guys want to discuss or open, you are free to type or talk it up. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I agree with Albert. Like the war is against the ones who are hiding religion from people. You know why? Because when someone died of suicide, they do not say it's because of spiritual something. Like they say it's a mental disorder. Like we teach you psychology, you should know about it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. So, if someone is committing suicide, I mean, suicide in war is a different thing because you don't want to get tortured, or maybe while you are getting tortured, you might give the enemy secrets about your own things. So that's the reason they don't want themselves
Hello.
captured.
Hello.
But spiritually, and in India, there are many saints, which they did a lot of preaching during their life. And at one point they realized that they have done whatever they had to do in this life, and now there is nothing more to do. So they went into a what do you call, uh, meditation mode, where they isolated themselves from everybody. It's not like a suicide, but they went into that meditation mode, and automatically in that blissful state of meditation, they you know they just their soul just went out of of their body. And that this is another way of go, but it's a different thing. It We cannot say that it was a crime, or like that.
Sorry, it's a crime or what?
No, so in that sense also we cannot say that it was a crime or they did something wrong.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I think in some countries they would consider like the cause of suicide the person who commits a crime. Like in America, I've watched some documentaries where like this girl, the girlfriend was um encouraging the boyfriend to commit suicide. Like, oh yeah, you should, yeah, I think it's best for you to just kill yourself.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, and then the girlfriend was convicted of, I don't know, like assisted suicide or something, or like encouraging suicide. I don't know what the sentence or like the crime was, but she got convicted because she just said, "Oh yeah, you should kill yourself." So, like, if someone is jokingly told you that, yeah, I want to commit suicide, and you jokingly chatted, oh yeah, you should kill yourself, you're gonna become a suspect of crime. So that's when I decided I wouldn't like joke around, you know.
Yes, yeah, true, that is true. So you never know what is going on in the mind of the other person.
Mhm.
So it's better not to go into that area, even if it's a joke.
It's better not to joke about someone killing themselves because you might become like a suspect of crime if that person died. You're gonna
Yeah,
get investigated and questioned by the police. I don't want that.
yeah. But I mean, just a little bit off topic, but I think the whole universe is somehow connected. So whatever is happening with you, you are just a small part of the universe, and in the universe there could be many more solar systems and Earth and many more life on different planets, and you are just a very very minute part of that complete universe or cosmos. So
Hey,
you have been you
origins,
are
origins.
you
That's what the globe earthers want you to think. The flat earthers said you are not just a tiny part of the multiverse, but you are a part of, like, God made you, and you are a special being. Like, if the earth is flat and God's watching everyone, and there's no multiverse, and like the theories of, who's that person who just died? The Big Bang theorist person, the proponent of Big Bang theory. What was his name? Stephen Hawking. Yeah. So the flat earthers do not believe that. They believe that you are God made you, and you're special. You're special. God can see you. God can observe you. Things like that. Because the earth is flat. Guys,
yeah.
you should hang out in Flat Earth Society. It's really awesome. I learned a lot of things from them.
Yeah. Did you
I think
study?
Albert, you'd fit right in the Flat Earth movement.
There's a flat Earth movement on here.
I don't know. I got banned. They think I'm a troll. They think I'm using like some kind of voice changer. Like, oh my gosh, ban a twag. Why are you using voice changer? I am not using voice changer. But they think I am.
Who is saying that you're using voice changer?
The Flat Earth admins. That's why they banned me. They banned me because they said, "Oh, you're using voice changer." I'm like, "No, I'm not using voice changer." They're paranoid. Like, they accuse you of using voice changer even if you're not using voice changer, so that they have a reason to ban you. I want to go back there, but I'm banned. It's an awesome group. They were talking about the um I forgot what it was, but they have many tests to prove that the Earth
encouraging
is
the
flat
boyfriend to commit
using the
suicide.
Earth's curvature. Like, if you're in a river and the Earth is not flat, you shouldn't be able to see the other side of the river. I mean, sorry, lake or the sea or whatever. Like the lake. There's a big lake in Australia where they conducted like a straight laser. It's a very powerful laser. It was an academic thesis, actually. It's a dissertation of people, like grown men, doing this experiment where they have 2 points, like A, B, and C. It's surrounding the lake, and they compute the Earth's supposed curvature. They are using a straight laser beam from point A to point B to point C, and see the lake is not curved in any ways, flat as hell. It's so flat. Look,
No, but I didn't get that. So, what are they saying that the Earth is flat? Is it? I mean, in real terms, are they saying that, or how?
yeah, they are. They see. Albert said, of course, it's not gonna need a long distance. It's gonna need a long distance to see the curve. You have
Yeah.
to compute the Earth's curvature. You have to compute it, and then you will see like how many kilometers before it curves. You have to see that. You have to see.
Yeah, but obviously it's not flat. So why this experimentation? I mean, I didn't get that. So
Like in an airplane, if
Mhm.
you've ever ridden, like if you ever rode an airplane before, and then you see the Earth um like like below, like on the window, is you look
Mhm.
outside,
Yeah, yeah.
you're gonna see the Earth is not, it's all flat. You're gonna see the Earth is all flat.
That's but that's because you are not too far away from the Earth. I mean, if you go even further, altitude, obviously you'll get to see the curvature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, with the
even
experiment which
even when you look, even when you look at the line where you cannot see anything anymore, it's not curved like a mountain, right? It's curved like, it's not even curved, it's just a straight line, right? It's just a straight line.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a flat earther, man. I just hang there. Like I just I would listen. Like I would like 4 hours of my life I
Alright.
would spend there listening to these people arguing about the shape of the earth. That's what I do when I have time, you know. But I'm not a flat earther. I don't even care. I don't even care what the earth's shape is like.
yeah.
Okay, let me give you a
See,
few, or let me give you a few scriptures about standing up for what you believe in and not fall for what others believe. Okay. I think this is the best one out of the scriptures I'm looking up. It's called Ephesians 6:13. I think I spelled it right. It just says, "Take up the whole armor of God, that you may not withstand in the evil days, and having all done, to stand firm." So, in other words, arm yourselves and don't fall for any other beliefs out there than just flat Earth people. Arm yourselves and test stuff.
oh,
Yeah, so be careful of what you believe and what you take in.
I mean, I'm not believing anything. I don't believe in anything. I just, select the things that I
If
would
you don't
believe.
if you don't believe for anything, then what will you stand for?
Um, there are things that I believe,
Hmm.
but when I try to learn things,
Right.
I do not believe most of the time. I just like brush it off.
That's actually a good approach, you know. So if you are learning something, then
Origins, I cannot
you
hear
are
you.
in confusion.
Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear.
No. So I was saying that it's a good approach that you don't believe anything when you are learning, because that opens your mind and that creates lot of opportunities, to learn new things, and it's not just one way.
Yeah.
But once you are done with the learning, I think automatically you come to some belief system, right?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's you who decide if you're going to believe or not.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't believe something, then you believe some other thing at the same time. I mean, uh, there are two things, right? If you don't believe something, that means you believe some other things. Uh, Maybe something opposite to that.
I mean, I don't believe the Earth is globe as well. I also don't believe the Earth is flat. But I don't care what the shape of the Earth is. I just don't care.
This Earth example, obviously,
flat
I mean, you
earthers-
have, but for I can understand about other things, but as far as Earth is concerned, how can you not believe it's not round? It is round. You have that evidence.
Um, it's because when I was hanging out in the Flat Earth Society, they also have evidence, and those evidence are, I would say, questionable because they make a great point most of the time. Most of the time, like they might sound crazy at first, like especially when you don't believe the Earth is flat or you don't even consider the Earth being flat. But I'm open to the idea that the Earth may be flat. But now I don't believe the Earth is globe too because of the evidence that they presented in the Flat Earth Society. So, and they have like valid points. So, the
But
globe earthers,
I
when
would,
they debate in the Flat Earth Society, they don't make much sense. And the videos of NASA about the picture of the Earth, it's constantly changing. Like it's if you are knowledgeable about CGI or even knowledgeable about graphic arts or like 3D animation, whatever, you're gonna you will see, because the Earth shape is like a rock, it's not a perfect shape. And then why is NASA's picture a perfect round? It's perfect. Wait,
it's perfect because it's been taken from a very long distance.
Hello.
Reason
Hello.
it's
Welcome.
perfectly round.
Hello, welcome.
As and when you get near, obviously you will find lot of discrepancies. But I will not. I mean, there is no point in arguing whether Earth is flat or round. That's what I think. I don't know.
I never argued. That's why they kicked me out. I never argued. But
Okay.
You know what my
I-
favorite
I-
argument is what to get for breakfast. That's my favorite argument.
Okay.
me, I'm very simple. You can feed me eggs every day for breakfast. I won't complain.
Okay. What about you, Origins?
Or about breakfast?
Yeah, breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast. I am mostly vegetarian, so anything is fine for me. Actually, I don't have anything.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's not like I don't eat non-veg. I eat non-veg, but very rarely.
Yeah. Albert, yeah, they said that one is really funny. They make fun of NASA's videos. They said that like people who are being sent to like satellites are just faking it. It's not real. Like the zero gravity is bullshit. They say zero gravity is bullshit. There's no such thing as gravity. Yeah, it's so funny because the gravity won't exist if the Earth is flat, right? It only exists if Earth is like round. It's if it's a globe Earth, because or else we're gonna fall. It's so funny. You should go and hang out sometimes in the flat earth, you're gonna learn a lot of things. I used to hang out a lot there um before they banned me.
So, how long do you hang out with the flat Earth people?
I mean, for a year.
Oh wow.
I was just creeping around and then they found me. They're like, who's this Chinatown? I'm like, oh, I'm from the Philippines. They're all Americans too, which is so funny.
Oh no. Are you saying that Americans are flat Earth society stupid? Is that what you're saying?
No, but what I'm gonna say is that I certainly lost some brain cells hanging in that.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't accept jokes, man. Like they get offended at every little thing.
okay.
If you say something like if like accidentally, like if you say something like that they consider offensive, like maybe you said, you know what, I don't like potatoes, they will take it as an offense and be like, why do you not like potato? They feel that to defend the potato, they feel something
That's
like
funny.
they needed to protect the potato.
Protect the
Yeah,
potato.
man, I'm not joking. It's real. It's true. You should hang out there. When you say something like, I hate potatoes. I don't even eat French fries.
That's
will,
crazy, actually.
yeah, they will feel bad about the potato and they will defend the potato. Like, why do you not like potatoes? It's really good. You know, it's really good for your health too because it's a vegetable. Oh my gosh. But it was fun. I enjoyed hanging out in the Flat Earth Society. The leader was Spanish, by the way. Jose Mendez or something. His name,
Jose
yeah,
Enrique.
Hello.
no,
No.
not you. But his name is just like that. He
Mhm.
has like a design on the top,
Hmm.
like Jose.
Okay, by the way, my name is Jose Enrique.
Mhm.
Welcome to the group.
Zapatel?
You want some tapateo? What?
Chapote,
No,
cup of
no,
tea.
no, no. No, Zapatel. Zapatel. I am from Peru, South America.
Ah, South America. Okay.
Yeah, Peru.
So let's discuss about what breakfast you guys want to eat today, because it feels like it's almost breakfast time here.
Really? What time is it?
It's about
Potato.
potato. Yeah,
Hash
potato
brown.
today. It's
I want to eat French fries
ah.
and with more, French fries which are potatoes. No, I'm joking.
So how
I
long?
remember.
By the way, potato. The origin of potato is my country, Peru, and we have 3,000 varieties. 3,000.
No, the potato came from the Americans. What are you talking about?
Peru. I am from Peru.
Yeah, but the potato
first-
originated from the Americans.
No way.
Potato, I think it's
Yeah.
originated from Britain.
No, it's from Peru. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Egypt, I think it's Egypt.
That's funny.
No, it's from
Egypt.
Peru. No, it's from Peru. Yes, I'm for sure about that. We have 3,000 varieties. Nobody has more varieties of potato than we have.
Yeah, Albert, we don't care where the potato comes from. We're just trying to argue that it came from us so that we can practice our English. That's why.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. I'm practicing my English, saying that potato is from here.
Yeah, but I think it's from the U.S.
Okay, it's okay. If you think that it's from the US, okay for me.
Okay, I gotta.
Yeah, I
come
think if people can talk about flat Earth, then I think we can
we
also
talk
argue
about the
about
potato.
potatoes.
Alright, so we're gonna have potatoes for breakfast, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm just joking because
Yeah.
you were talking about the potato. Okay, I'm gonna have some, I don't know, some eggs and coffee.
No potato?
No, we don't have potatoes for breakfast in here.
What? No potatoes for breakfast?
You know,
No, we don't.
potatoes best Ukraine. In Ukraine, we eat potatoes like all the time. They are addicted in potatoes.
Addicted potatoes. That's crazy.
Yeah, potatoes. They're like Ukrainians love potatoes. They boil potatoes. They just eat potatoes all the time.
Oh.
So, besides the potato, what's your other favorite fruit? Wait, that's not even fruit. Hold on, a vegetable. I meant vegetable.
Fish.
So what?
Fish.
Fish?
Fish.
Is that? How is that a vegetable? You said fish.
No. No, I mean, you said what's your favorite food?
Oh,
and I
food.
said
Oh,
fish.
oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. My apologies. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, okay. So fish. We have. Yeah, we have a lot of varieties of fish as well here in my country. A lot. And we have a dish called ceviche, which is very
Ceviche.
nice.
Oh yes, ceviche is very nice. I like ceviche. We use imitation crab to make ceviche though.
Okay. And that's it. What about you? What about, I don't know.
I'm not sure. Everyone's muted now. It's just you and I talking. No one wants to talk about food.
Okay. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they left
No, they're still
because they
here.
don't want to talk.
Yeah, they're still here.
Oh.
They just don't want to talk about food.
It's one of my favorite topics.
One of your favorite.
Oh,
topics?
why are they all reconnecting?
Oh, it's the internet.
Weird. That's weird.
So Jose, how long have you been practicing English?
Oh, well, for, I think, 10 years.
10 years? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm here. Yeah, and you were right when you said that you want to practice your English, because this is a very good space in order to practice our English. My native language is Spanish.
Yeah, me gusta hablar español porque mi esposa es
Oh, yeah.
mi esposa is she's better at it than I am.
Yeah, but okay, but your wife is from
Guadalajara.
Where are your wife from? Hara.
I'm from
Hara?
I'm from the Philippines.
Oh, yeah. You have a lot of Spanish names in Philippines.
Yeah, Alfredo's a very Hispanic name, I know.
Yeah, but there are a lot of Spanish names in Philippines. For example, what's your name?
Spanish, I
Alfredo.
this is also one of the most
you Alfredo?
spoken languages.
Hold on, Jose.
Spanish.
Spanish spoken languages? I'm not sure. Yeah, Jose.
No, Spanish. Most spoken language.
Oh, Spanish. If Spanish is the most spoken language in the global world, that I don't know. I have to look up the details. So, Jose, what were you saying? What were you asking me?
No, I said that there are a lot of Spanish names in Filipinas.
Oh, okay.
For example, I remember some leaders, Corazon Aquino, Ferdinand Marcos.
Hey, Manny Pacquiao is Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I know him. He's a really nice, really good boxer.
Yeah, he's a good politician too.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah,
Now he's in
politician now.
politics. Didn't know that. How is he doing?
He's doing well. He's getting people knocked out of the Senate. I don't know.
Okay. Is he a major, a congressman? Man?
Yeah, he's a very good congressman.
Philippines.
Philippines. Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah. You know, my country and your country have something in common.
What? Pretty women?
We have you're very religious people. You're Catholic, I think, right?
Not exactly Catholic, but okay.
I'm Catholic.
Yeah, and no, but we have a saint here in Peru whose name is Santa Rosa de Lima.
Okay.
Here in my team, and Santa Rosa is a saint from America and Philippines.
Okay.
Didn't you know that?
No, I didn't know that. Thank you for the history lesson.
No. And yeah. And Natalia says Natalia. I'm not trying to talk about religion.
No, it just happens. We talk.
Could be
about
polite. Yeah, could be polite. I don't know, but I'm just telling a fact. Okay,
I can share you some scriptures that can help you make friends. Here you go. Let me share some scriptures here. Booties? What do you... So here's one.
Everybody here is talking on computer, or anybody is also using mobile here. I just wanted to know how. Is there because I tried to find this free for talk app on my mobile Play Store, but I couldn't find it.
What? Wait, what is this? Oh.
So, Jose, here's a good verse to share with the Bible. Is it ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay, it says
sure.
Proverbs 17:17. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Let me just copy and paste that for you so you can read it too.
You mean Paul 17?
Proverbs 17:17.
Okay, let me print this. Would you mind read the number? 17.
17:17. Proverbs 17:17.
Okay. A friend loves at all times. A true friend will not only love when it is easy, but at all times. Yeah, that's very pretty. I agree totally.
Yes, and hopefully you can make friends here in the English.
Listen, I have a friend. We have 55 years of friendship. 55 years, because I'm 60 years old. And he is now with cancer.
Oh wow!
And well, yeah, that's a sad situation. But what is good is that we hold this friendship for a long time. And we don't live together. I live 1,000 kilometers from him. We don't live close. I think we don't live close.
So Jay, you're 60 years old. How old are you?
I'm 60 years old. 60.
Wow.
60.
So
60.
60
años.
Exacto, 60 años, Natalia. Good Spanish.
But you don't, your voice doesn't seem like, you seem very young. Your voice seems to be very young.
Oh, really? Hmm. Well, thank you.
I don't know if I don't know about what do you say, Bina Talk? Or
What?
Come again, please.
So what?
no,
What?
I find Jose's voice very young. He says that he's 60 years old.
No,
So
he
I was
sounds
Yes.
just
60. My grandmother sounds just like Jose. And
Yeah.
she's
Maybe
75.
it is because I have eaten potato for all my life. No, I'm joking again.
How do you want him to sound like, hello, my name is Jose.
Like the Godfather. I wanna make you an offer you could refuse.
yeah
Do you know the Godfather, Marlon Brando? Mario Puzo
yeah.
Joven?
Yes, of course, I'm a big fan.
Mhm. Well, I'm a lawyer.